Okay, guys, welcome and welcome back to another live video. Yes, remember I said I was going to come on live again today. So today we are going to be talking about crochet headwears, and I know I have released a couple of crochet headwear tutorials on my channel. Yes, and I intend on releasing more. Yeah, and I think the first headwear tutorial I ever released on my channel was the crochet slouch beanie. Yeah, I really love making slouch beanies. I enjoy crocheting slouch beanies a whole lot. And this bunny ear, I don't know if you remember this bunny ear this thing, head warmer. Yes, this is a slouch beanie. I remember that I have two crochet slouch beanie patterns on my YouTube channel, the spiral crochet slouch beanie and the normal crochet slouch beanie. So for this bunny ear, for those that didn't understand, I want to explain that again. For this bunny ear, you can use type of any type of slouch beanie, any of the patterns I made, either the normal or regular slouch beanie pattern that I released, or the spiral slouch beanie which I use for this. And then after that, you're now going to fold this two into two. I'm going to fold this into two, and then attach the bunny ears. So the pattern for the bunny ear is available, and whenever you're making bunny ears, please and please ensure that you remember how many chains you made for this, so that it will be also equivalent to this one too. Yeah, so I really enjoyed this slouch bunny. And yeah, the one I made for my customer, is the way my customer slides styled it. He used this bunny ear to like cover his face, and I really liked how that was like styled. So I'll be trying that out, and I'll also show you guys what that means. Yeah, so that's basically it. And one thing I really love about this spiral crochet slouch beanie pattern is the fact that when you're changing your colors, you don't necessarily have to be cutting your yarn. You don't have to even cut your yarn. It's not a matter of necessarily. You don't have to cut your yarn throughout the process. You're going to be using your two strands or your two colors throughout the process until you get to the end. There is no part of you cutting your yarn and then switching to the next color. No, you're switching the colors as the row progresses. Yeah, so that's basically it, and that's why I really love this. So the next one is this cat beanie. Yes, this granny square cat beanie. So I realized the pattern for this tutorial, that was about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I can't really remember, but you can check the pattern out in my on my YouTube channel. Yes, and I really love this pattern of cat beanie. It's a very simple process, just basically making 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 squares together, and then attaching them together. And the process of attaching these granny squares together, I use the join as you go method, but you can decide to join them anyway using the sewing method, or any pattern of joining crochet granny squares. You can use them like that too. Yes, and this was made using 3 strands. Yes, and each strand consists of 3 ply. So in total I use 9 ply. Yes, I use 9 ply because 3 ply times 3 strands is 9 ply in total, or 9 ply in total. Yes, so that's basically how to make this. You make a square, then you complete almost every part of the square, and then leave one part, and then crochet it along. I don't start explaining join as you go method. You should already know how to do that, or if you don't know how to do that, the video tutorial is available on my channel, so go and check it out. And I really love this, and this is the thicker version. Remember what I said, I used 9 ply for this, but the normal size too can be made using 6 ply or 5 ply. Yeah, it depends on whatever you want to do. And for those that are always asking me about the hook size to use, most of the time I don't really like giving like a particular hook size for you to use. I'll say that this is what I recommend. Yes, I'll give the recommended hook size. So most of the time, most of my patterns, I usually use the 4mm crochet hook or the 4.5mm crochet hook. Yes, that's what I use for like most of my pattern. For example, now the slouch beanie, I use a 4.5mm crochet hook for all my slouch beanies. Like, that is what I use, and it has always served me very well, and it has made my stitches to like look good. But one other thing too, I will always advise crocheters too, is that don't always depend on one particular hook size. Try as much, particularly if you're a beginner crocheter, try as much as possible to like be, will I say, I don't know the English to use now, acquainted with your hooks, different hook sizes. Yes, but every crocheter has their favorite hook they normally use. Yes, like me, my favorite hook size is 4.0mm crochet, but these days I found myself like liking the 4.5mm crochet hook, probably because I've been making a lot of sludge beanie recently. And yeah, and that's why I've been like enjoying using the 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. But for my mesh patterns, I usually make use of the 4 millimeter crochet hook. And if I'm using like single strand, sometimes I make use of 5 millimeter crochet hook using single strand, and I also make use of 3 millimeter crochet hook using single strand. That's what I said. It depends on you and depends on your tension. So sometimes you can watch a video tutorial and the person made use of a particular hook. You must not necessarily make use of that particular use. Remember what I said. Always take note of your tension too, and also your ply size or your yarn size. Your yarn size. Remember, a yarn consists of ply. Let me show you what a ply means, in case for those that may not know what I mean by a ply. Okay, so this is a strand of wool. This is a strand of wool. This is one strand. And a ply means you'll be losing this together. Let me show you. How many strands can you see with this? How many strands? How many strands can you see? 3. So this is what plies are. This is a ply. This is a ply. This second one is a ply. This is a ply. So this is what you call 3 ply. Because I know that some people might not understand what I mean by ply. Yeah. And that's one of the things too. Before you verge or that or verge, oh my god, I don't know the English things. Before you enter crocheting or you start crocheting, you should know your basics of crocheting. Yes. And this is one of the things I also learned while crocheting to ply, because you might see on the body of a yarn and you might wonder, oh, what is ply? And you don't know what ply is. This is what I mean by ply. So 1, 2, 3 together forms this strand of yarn. So this is 3 ply. So in case you get a yarn and you don't know what the ply is, just losing it like this, and this is what ply means. Yeah. Because people might be wondering, oh, what do I mean by ply? For those that don't really know the basics of crocheting, that's where. So that is what a ply signifies in crocheting too. Yeah. So for this work, this is a thick project, and I making use of 9 ply, which is 3 strands, because one strand consists of 3 ply. That means 3 strands consist of 9 ply. Yeah. That's how best I can make the explanation to do. So the next one is this crochet mesh skull cap. Yeah, so I have the pattern on my YouTube channel, and for the pattern on my YouTube channel, don't get this confused, it's the same pattern as this, but the only difference with that one is that I added cowries to it. Yes, I added cowries to it. This is the same pattern, and this is a freehanded pattern, so I formed the pattern myself, but it's just basically making a normal hat, but you're just changing it into the mesh stitch form. I don't know how else to put that, but in case you want to turn this totally without putting the mesh stitches, where you put this chain one, you're just going to replace it with a stitch. So that's basically it. So that's also like a tip or a trick in crocheting too. Mesh hats are just normal, like say normal covered hats or covered works with spaces in between. So for you to like replicate a mesh work but without putting the mesh, they just insert a stitch where these chains are. I don't know how else to put it, but that's also like a tip in crocheting too. So in case you probably want to like follow a mesh pattern and you don't want your work to actually be mesh, you can just insert a stitch where the mesh is. So that's just what makes the difference between a mesh work and an unmeshed work. I don't know how else to like put it, but that's how best I can explain it. Yeah. And I finished this up with a single crochet. Yes, I finished up with a single crochet stitch, and this is how it looks like. So for those that are also asking, and whenever you watch crochet tutorials, you must not necessarily make it exactly as what was in the video. You must not. That is why I always make my videos as detailed as possible, and I also give you like guiding or sizing techniques or sizing tips too when you're making your works. You must not necessarily follow exactly what is in the video, because most times some people will complain in the comment section and be like, oh sorry, I don't call it complain, like give me their feedback and be like, oh I made this but my own is bigger than the size, or my own is smaller. Sometimes they didn't consider their hook size. You might follow the exact hook size I used, but your tension also differs. Because I remember when I started my crochet journey, I used like a 4.0 millimeter crochet hook. And as at that time, I noticed that my stitches were so tight. Like my work was like so tight. But as time progressed and I became more conversant with crocheting, I discovered that my stitches became loose, and I will not say loose per se, but it became moderate. Yes, it was not too tight and it was not also too loose at the same time too. So that's one thing I'm also going to advise you. If you can still use a 4 millimeter crochet hook and your work can be too loose and your work can be too tight, work on your tension. And that is one thing I'm also going to always advise. Work on your tension as much as possible. Work on your tension, because if your stitches are not neat in your with your crochet work, there is no way your work is going to come out nice, because one of the things that determine how neat, or will I say the major thing that determines how neat your work is your tension. And one of the things that people always notice in a crochet work is the neatness of your stitches. That's what makes your crochet piece stand out anytime and any day. So that's why whenever I'm making a crochet piece, and I have trained myself as much as possible to be fast and also be consistent with my tension, because people be like, oh, I'll not be consistent with my tension at the same time, I will not still be fast. No, you can still train yourself as much. That's why I said train yourself as much as possible. Be familiar with your crochet hooks. Yes, like try as much as possible to like play with your crochet hooks. Yes, test your tension, test your hooks, test your yarn sizes, just play with it. Yes, and just look at how this my work is now. I can you see the stitches are even, like, from beginning to the end. It's not magic, it's practice. So just try as much as possible to always keep your tension as neat as possible, because that's what makes your work look smooth and look neat and even. Can't you see how this work is looking? Imagine this stitch was like loose and imagine this stitch was like tight. It won't make sense. Like, it's your work will look so ugly. So that's one thing I'm always going to advise. Please and please and please and please work on your tension. It's not only a matter of your hook size. You must not necessarily always follow the hook size that was in the video, but I will always recommend the hook size for you. Yes, because that's what works for me. So I will recommend it to you, but it's not a must for you to use it. Always do what works for you. That's why I said try as much as possible to practice, like practice and be consistent. Because if you don't practice enough and you're not consistent with your work, I know that yes, sometimes people have different challenges they are facing. That's why they cannot be like as consistent as possible. But at the same time, consistency and practice is what's going to make you like get to a certain stage in this crochet journey. I'm not going to say perfect, because everybody learns every day. Me, I am still learning. Yes, I still watch crochet tutorials on this same YouTube platform, so I'm not going to say that, oh, I don't watch. And also, one thing I'm also going to recommend the most, crocheters, Pinterest should be your best friend. Pinterest should be your best friend as much as possible. Pinterest should be your best friend. Like, I get a lot of inspirations from there. And one thing too, and to also create patterns too, sometimes it's a combination of a pattern, this kind of pattern and this kind of pattern. Like, for example, now I'll soon bring out a lace tutorial. Yes, and I'm going to be combining 2 lace stitches together. Yes, I don't want to talk much about that tutorial, but it's going to be a combination of 2 lace stitches together. Yeah, so I'm going to, there's a way I'm going to, like, say, manipulate, or I'm going to join them together in order to form the work I'm going. I don't want to say what crochet project that is. It's going to be a surprise tutorial, and I'm very sure that you guys are going to enjoy that tutorial, and it's going to be as detailed as possible so that a beginner crocheter can make it too. I try as much as possible to make my crochet projects as beginner friendly as possible. I'm so sorry guys, I'm talking too fast. I might be talking too fast, but I'm so sorry about that. So yeah, I try as much as possible to make my crochet tutorials as beginner friendly as possible and as detailed as possible. So yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, this is the mesh skull cap, and yeah, so the last but not the least is this crochet emoji hats. I know that you guys have begged me to release the pattern for this, but I am going to definitely release it very, very soon. I will release it very, very soon. As soon as, I don't want to promise I'm going to release this before the year ends, but let's say probably beginning of next year I'll release it, but it's going to be as soon as possible. I know I have promised you guys, yeah, I'm going to release it, but I'm so sorry, I've been so busy with a whole lot. But yeah, I'm going to be releasing it. And this emoji hat is just bae. Like, this hat is my favorite time. And will I say it's like the most creative hat I have ever made? Yes, because it's just so fun. And when I made it initially, someone told me that, oh, why didn't I use black as the base? I'm going to actually try that. If I'm using a tutorial, I'm going to be using the black as the base for this. But I don't know, I just love that how this orange made it stand out. I don't know, it just made it stand out. Yes, and when I'm also releasing that story, I'm going to be giving you guys sizing techniques, because I discovered that this hat, it's kind of a bit big, but this is a standard size. In case you make your hair and you're still going to want to wear this, it's not going to be tight, and see your head is still going to like be able to breathe while you wear it. So this is like the standard size. So if you're conversant with emojis, you should know these emojis. The guy wearing glasses, I don't know how to put this. This is the love emoji. Oh, the two lovely eyes. And then this is the laughing emoji. This is my best emoji, like, because I use emoji a whole lot when I'm chatting with people. So yeah, that's basically it. So guys, be expecting this tutorial, but I'm not going to say when I wait for this tutorial. And I also want to, I intend on releasing a written pattern for this emoji hats. I don't want to only release a YouTube tutorial for this, for those that, because I want people to like understand the story as much as possible and also recreate it, and not be, will I say, streamlined or have limited reach to the pattern. Yeah, so I'm going to be trying as much as possible to make a written pattern for this. I don't want to release only a YouTube, so I want to make a written pattern for this. So I'll soon open my Weebla and Etsy. Yeah, that's what they call it. Yeah, I'll open my Weebla and Etsy account to start posting written patterns. I remember I said that in my last live. I said I'm going to be releasing the written patterns of the previous tutorials I released on this channel, and also new ones. Yes, for those that might have complained and said, oh, I didn't really understand it, that can you write it in a written form? Because somebody legit came under my comments and told me I should write the whole process from beginning to end in a tutorial, and I was like, whoa. So I plan on releasing written patterns too, not only video tutorials. Yeah, and those written patterns will also have pictures attached to it. So that's what I also plan on doing. So yeah, we've come to the end of this crochet hats haul. Yes, come to the end of this crochet, not a hat haul per se. And yeah, I remember I said I was going to release a crochet hats haul video, because I already released a crochet top haul before. So the next one is going to be a crochet hats haul. Yes, that's what I'm going to be releasing next. So guys, I really hope you found one or two helpful from this live. Yes, if you didn't really understand what I said, you can probably backward the live, because I'm going to be uploading it on the channel. Yes, so that's basically it. So I'll see you guys in my haul. Yeah, I'll be seeing you guys in my, oh, Faith, good. Hi. Oh, hi. I don't know how to pronounce it now. I'm so sorry about that, but Faith. Hi. River Crochet Heaven. Hi. Thank you for joining my live. Thank you so much for joining my live. I was about going offline now. Oh, this is how. Sorry, I don't know how to reply to this. Okay. How did they? Okay. Faith GP9ZR. Thank you for joining my live. Diva Crochet Heaven. Thank you for joining my live. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know how to reply to this. Did they now? Did they reply? I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not really conversant with live videos, but yeah, that's basically. So we've come to the end of this crochet headwear videos. Yeah, so just know that crochet headwears is like is my new favorite right now, because I think I was obsessed with like crochet tops before, but right now I'm currently obsessed with crochet headwears. And yeah, I'm going to be releasing a crochet headwear haul, which is also going to be a crochet inspo for you guys. Yes, and yeah, that's basically it. So we've come to the end of this live. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. And also, please comment the tutorials you want me to release soon. I also want to be getting your feedback and also know what and what to release. I know this particular tutorial is definitely going to be released, and like I said, I'm going to release it in the written form soon. Also, I'm going to also be writing the written pattern for this. Yes, and no. Okay, for this, I'm going to also be writing the written pattern. So, guys, thank you so much for joining my live. I will see you in my next live video. But I don't know when I'm going to be coming live next, but I'm also going to be scheduling that live. So, see you in my next live video. Bye. I love this hat. Bye, 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 bye. Oh my days, how do I go? Okay. Bye, guys.